Well, Johnny, we got to witness another classic. Continuing this season, a bit of some cardiac distress. Once again, we got to witness it personally this time. But it brings us to the postseason. We know now we'll be playing Alabama, a chance to, make some magic with retribution on that and advance on. But I kind of wanted to take an opportunity now. We're lifelong fans. You're a bit of a historian. Certainly I'm going to use it in this episode.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people now have gotten, we beat them. It's not that important.
Right.
We certainly own the series. I think now it's 73 victories.
73, 41, and 5. So been playing it since 1893, Mike. That's nothing to sneeze at. There's a lot of tradition. A lot of Georgia fans, a lot of Tech fans have invested a lot in the series. You and I were talking about the fact that there's some media personalities who have been saying for a while that, hey, perhaps this series should end. Tech's been down for a while. Georgia's claimed a huge lead in the series. The SEC and college football is changing. Does Georgia need this game? And to that, I would say a resounding, hell yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I love traditions. I love the traditions around college football. College football is changing. I think we've accepted that. I know Kirby Smart has adapted to that. But, I would hate to see everything that you and I grew up loving about college football go away. And this series is one of them.
Yeah, that's right. There's an important landmark that people drive by often.
Yeah.
Show you right here. It actually references a very historic game in the series that we'll refer to.
Right off Baxter and Harris Street. A lot of you locals remember Ronnie B's, remember Locos down on Harris Street. They've built a beautiful little venue, little tailgate park down there, and the old scoreboard has been restored by some art students at UGA. And if you're ever down there on a home game Saturday, I would say stop by and check it out.
And when you see the big pomp and circumstance that we enjoy in Sanford Stadium nowadays,
yeah,
Johnny, it's hard to imagine that in our lifetimes, this scoreboard that we're going to show you was set right there in that stadium as the scoreboard. In fact, we saw that game.
Yeah, it just takes you back to another time, Mike.
Yeah.
Very nostalgic, so really awesome.
Well, on the importance of the series, Johnny, I know we're about to get to a milestone that happened with our victory.
Right.
One we need to next year go ahead and write a new story. But interestingly, in this long history, I believe this one right here was the first time it's been at a neutral site.
That is
correct?
Right. Yeah. So we saw that for the first time, played in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's been on the campuses.
And on that note, I'm going to treat you guys to a bit of a memory lane walk and a bit of a history lesson from Johnny here on some important games in this series. Hope you like it. Please subscribe, and if you got anything that you feel we might have forgotten in these important games, please post it in the comments
we'd
below.
Love to hear from you.
I believe, Johnny, you told me that we have now tied Tech for the longest game-winning streak.
That is correct, Mike. So Georgia, Tech between 1949 and 1956 beat Georgia eight straight times. It's often referred to as the drought. And then in 1957, the drought buster, Theron Sapp, scored the only touchdown in the game.
That's why
like a low-scoring game like today.
Yeah.
7-0. They retired his number 40, and he's a Georgia legend for busting the drought. Now Georgia has had 2 7-game winning streaks before. We've had three 7-game winning streaks. Today counting 7, and finally today, when the Dogs prevailed in a tough struggle, defensive struggle, we finally get the 8 to tie Tech. for that series win streak. So, from that perspective, happy to get that, Mike, and we needed it. We needed it bad.
We just need it again next year to go ahead and claim another record out of this series, this old-fashioned hate.
Yeah.
Which it did really live up to that now.
You got to remember the dark days, like the 1949 to 1956. We 11-1. I mean, the Dogs continue to put themselves in positions to win national championships, and that's right where we're at.
It is. Unless I'm mistaken, the last time we went on a little drought against them was the end of the Coach Donnan days. I think we lost 3 in a row.
3 in a row.
And if I remember right, the game that broke that, Mark Rick and Tony Taylor, I believe.
Well, yeah, since you brought that up, let me tell y'all, and y'all can give us some feedback. Maybe y'all can like, click, comment, all that stuff. But I went through and I put down, and there's so many great Georgia Tech, clean, old-fashioned hate, gridiron classics. But I'll put a few of mine, and I got some personal reasons for them, but you tell me yours later. But I put at number 5, the 2006 game in Sanford Stadium. Mike referenced Tony Taylor, good Oconee County boy that helped us win a state title. The only football state title in Oconee County history. Tony Taylor was a part of that. He did a scoop and score in 2006. I had my son and I were sitting in that end zone when he dove in, and we needed that to win that game, Mike.
Yeah.
So I had that as my number 5 game. I put down as my number 4 game, and these are so tight because I love them all, but I put down my number 4 game as the 1990, I believe it was 7 game in Atlanta. Mike Bobo was injured. Hines Ward had to come in and play QB. It was the Thanksgiving Day, last time we played on Thanksgiving. Friend and I had run the Thanksgiving Day half marathon in Atlanta.
Hines Ward had a broken hand.
He had a broken wrist, and he literally willed Georgia to a win with a broken wrist in that game. Cannon Parkman hits this ugly knuckleball field goal to win the game 18-17 in the closing seconds. So that I have that as my number 4. My number 3 I put down as the 2021 game that you and I had a large time at. There's so many moments, but one I just remember when it's just like the seas parted. Stetson hit Brock Bowers about midfield on Grant Field, and he just took off to the house, and we were like, we had no idea that guy could run like that. He runs like an NFL player, and he is an NFL player.
Yeah.
I think that was my number 3, I said. My number 2, and these are toss-ups. My number 2, I put last year's game, 2024. I mean, this is a generational thing, which one you want to put first, but 2024 in Sanford Stadium, Mike, people were leaving that game because the Dogs were feet up, dead in the water. And people were walking out of Sanford Stadium, and we hung in there, and the Dogs in 8 OTs pulled out I believe it was 44-42 miracle over Tech, Nate Frazier scores the winning 2-point conversion, and it was just complete elation in Athens that night. And then my favorite of all time, in 1978, Georgia's down to Tech 20-0 in Sanford Stadium, middle of the second quarter. What else you got to lose, right, Mike? So Vince Dooley says, "Buck, come on in. Let's see what you can do."
Remind me the name of the quarterback there, because he was Homer Jordan era, and it was Pyburn.
Jeff Pyburn was the starter that year. Cedar Shoals guy, good guy, just struggled mightily in that game. Buck comes in, brings the Dogs all the way back, gets up 21-20 in the fourth quarter. Finally, it looks like the Dogs have put it away. What happens? We kick off. Eddie Hill takes it 101 yards to the house, and it looks like, again, like 2024, all is lost. But they engineer a late fourth quarter drive, score, and then on a 2-point conversion, skips into the left corner of the end zone. You look up and you see that old scoreboard, Georgia 29, Georgia Tech 28, the comeback complete. That was the last time that scoreboard operated. Say this is a great series. I don't care what the score was. Anytime we beat Georgia Tech, Mike, it's a great day to be a Georgia Bulldog.
And on that note, Johnny, we're on the way to an intact postseason.
The Dogs are going to be playing in the postseason, and we're going to be there, and we're going to cover it the way that DawgTracks does it.
That's right. Hey, Johnny.
Love it, Mike. So good to be with you.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Well, Mike, you and I were together on Thanksgiving morning, and so now that's 3 days behind us now, and
the blessings continue.
And I'll thank my wife. It's Christmas will soon be here, and we've already lit the Georgia ceramic tree here at the Prescott home. And it reminds me, Mike, that gosh, since Kirby Smart became coach of UGA in 2016, our families, and especially you and I mean, a lot of our holiday time has been spent traveling all over the country, really, because we have been so fortunate to be involved in SEC championship games and bowl games and playoff runs and national titles. And here we go again.
Well, it's really a testament to the program and where it's at. It's a blessing, certainly, to be doing it. I'll say, Johnny, we'll be back at the Benz this weekend. We were just there. Great environment, really. Mm-hmm. It seems like we own it against everybody but Alabama. In fact, this will be the fifth time we've played for the conference championship, and we're 0-4 on that thing.
We need to fix that, Mike.
Badly. We did see some good friends.
Yep. Our buddy Rick.
And the Georgia Watermelon Queen.
Yeah, ran into my wife's cousin that I haven't seen in a long, long time, sat right in front of her. So it's always good to run into dog fans that we know when we're out traveling around.
Absolutely. For what it's worth, the conference we play in, right now they're dancing around who's going to get into the playoff picture. You got ourselves, Alabama, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Texas A&M.
Vanderbilt think they need to get in.
Texas, Vanderbilt. We got a monster conference. It speaks for itself.
The NIL and the portal has brought a lot of parity to college football, and so there's a lot of SEC teams vying for what appears to be like maybe 5 spots at the most, and there's probably 7 teams trying to make an argument. So one way we can make sure that we're in it is to beat Alabama.
Yeah.
That fixes a lot for us.
And that certainly says if you're the SEC Conference champion, you've done something.
And we would have a bye week. Downside would be, I don't even like to talk about losing, but if that were to happen, we'd like to think Georgia'd still be in, and a lot of people have been hoping for a home playoff game in Sanford Stadium, something that's never happened before. So I hope that happens one day, Mike, but I'm not wanting it this year. I want to beat Alabama Saturday and see where our fates lie after that.
Speaking of fates, our friend Nostradamus, he was certainly right in
he predicted a winner.
But one of his quatrains seemed to perhaps read as a little generous for the point spread. I look forward to seeing what he's got in advance of this conference game. Maybe how he reads the vapors in the bowl.
Yeah.
Anyway, Johnny, regardless who gets into this tournament, we're all about Georgia.
Absolutely.
And again, what a pleasure to go through it with you.
Always, Mike. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.